Alrighty, it's time to go into Sirena Beach now and get the remaining shines from there. We're just gonna be going down the line of all of the different levels and finding all of the lovely, delicious secrets that they have to offer us. And once again, I'm doing this in post-commentary, and I think that's just gonna be my, modus operandus for the remainder of this game. Just because, as you can tell, the rest of the playthrough is basically just gonna be a bunch of running around and doing random things and not really following any sort of specific order of missions or anything like that. So especially once we're done doing shit in the actual levels and we start doing some of the more Delfino Plaza related shines, which I am growing increasingly worried about because in my head they are all pretty easy, but I'm also remembering some of the mini-game ones, like the pachinko machine and stupid one where you're riding around on a lily pad, and yeah, those can definitely be a pain in the ass. And speaking of pain in the ass, now we have to do these broken-ass slot machine things once again. I don't know why one of them lets you spray all of them individually and one doesn't, and just makes you spit out coins for 2 hours, and it's just completely up to chance. This is why I don't really, well, other than my lack of funds or proximity to many of them, this is why I don't really fuck around with casinos in real life very much, or any sort of, slot machine / gambling thing, is, the fact that it is a game that is entirely just up to the whims of the machine and has nothing to do with actually doing anything well, at least not for the most part, it would just piss me off. Especially if it's something like in this game where, the way they work doesn't even work. But yeah, here we are, just flipping tiles. I'd also like to apologize that this video is a day late. I am doing the training days for a part-time job that I'm considering taking. It wasn't at all my first choice, especially because I'm trying... I think I just bumped the mic, I apologize. I'm trying to get more production-related work right now, and so... But in the meantime, I would like something part-time, but... it is yet another canvassing job, so I'm kind of burnt out on that. I've only done 2 days of it so far, and, I forgot how fucking tired it makes me to be walking, 10 plus miles every day, so I would only be doing it 3 days a week, which I guess is a little better, but I don't know, it's quite a bit of effort, both physically and in terms of, very stringent record-keeping that they do, and that you have to do. And it's a lot of effort for something that I don't have much passion for, and is not really going to further any of my career goals in any meaningful way, I don't think, production or otherwise. And especially if I'm gonna be doing something like canvassing work, where I'm going door to door and talking to strangers and building support for something, I would much rather... I would rather do it for something that I actually, kind of have a fire in my belly for, which I can't really say for the thing that we're doing with this one. But, alas, so anyway, that's why yesterday was an incredibly hectic day. I got home very late and very tired, and I didn't have time in the morning to record the audio for this, video before I left. I keep, like, smacking my face into the mic while I'm bending over. I'm very sorry. And so, yeah, that is why this is happening now. I'm just gonna be putting this up on Thursday, gonna do this week's next Madagascar video on Friday, and then I'll do part 19 of this on Saturday, and then after that, next week, hopefully, we will be back on the regular schedule that I'm trying my best to hold up. Kind of to the detriment of my main channel, although I haven't been not updating my main channel as much because of this one, but just because, like, I don't know, I haven't seen any movies lately. I haven't gone to the movies in like a month. So I don't have anything to talk about there. And then, you know, video essays take a lot of time, and Let's Watches are difficult to get people to be in the mood for and present for, and then, you know, once I upload them, they just get fucking taken down for copyright. So, yeah, it's not necessarily that I just don't have the time because I'm too busy playing video games. I can't really say any of the videos on this channel eat up a huge chunk of my time, honestly. But just because lack of motivation and lack of sort of circumstances for what I think would be good videos, so hopefully I get out of that kind of rut soon. Yeah, and this was not at all my first attempt at this one. I've sucked at this several times before getting it down here. But as I said before, most of the shine getting in this portion of the game is just doing a bunch of red coin missions and spraying random parts of the world. You'll find that is a theme here. Also, I was pretty annoyed because for some reason in Premiere, even though when I went to record this just now, so I edited this, and then when I was done, I hit Control-N to make a new project, as one does, and made a new timeline and everything, and I edited part 19, and then when I went to record this one and opened that first separate project file, it was just part 19, and it had like gone over this one, so I had to re-edit this entire video to talk over before doing this, which put me in a less than stellar mood. It didn't take very long, because at least in videos where I don't fuck up a billion times, which I'm not right now, but trust me, later on I will be, they don't take that long to put together, but it's still a pain in the ass that I did that, and that Premiere is a dumb program sometimes. But anyway, yeah, not much going on here. Just gotta do yet another red coin mission in a moment. I don't really know what I was, like, looking for here. I'm not sure why I included it either. But, yeah, just the shell secret, and then the other hidden shine in Noki Bay is deliciously simple, which I always love. I love quick progression in games. So I don't really know, I don't really have much to talk about here, but I will say, I've been, Liv and I have been watching a lot of SpongeBob lately, mostly older episodes, and for a minute we were going back through Season 4, just because I haven't seen any of the quote-unquote newer, even though Season 4 is like 14 years old now, the post-movie seasons, I haven't seen any of them in a long time because I don't own them on DVD, so the only time I would see them as a kid would be when they were on cable, and I don't have cable, and I just rarely ever want to willingly watch them. And so I decided I'd go out of my way and, you know, try to reevaluate them, and I'd like to do that for the entire show because it would be cool to do like a sort of not moratorium, that's I think the wrong word, but like a look back sort of thing, either a video or whatever about SpongeBob for the 20th anniversary, since like that's this year before the year goes out. It would be nice to do a nice retrospective of all of the episodes, because I haven't seen anything past Season 7, so it would also be really neat to see that, because I've heard that the show has been having a bit of a comeback in quality in the last couple of seasons, and I mean, I've seen like screen caps from newer episodes and heard lines from newer episodes. I follow some of the animators on Twitter and everything, and so, you know, some of that stuff has looked much more promising and taking a few more cues from the sort of classic cartoon approach to humor that the show had before it, you know, season 4 onward, when it sort of just devolved into very overly broad and tedious jokes and gross out things, and I think stuff like that is pretty easy to identify when you're thinking about like why the newer episodes of SpongeBob are just not considered to be as good as the older ones. And a lot of the stuff that's very easy to point out is stuff like the fact that for some reason they like upped the pitch on SpongeBob's voice by a factor of 3 for some reason. And he's just far more annoying, and I don't know why whenever he laughs in a lot of the new episodes, they add this, like, squeaking noise, this, like, rubber squeaking noise, like, almost the noise that the boots make, the squeaky boots that Mr. Krabs gives SpongeBob. Like, whenever he laughs, it makes that little noise, and, like, giving him and Patrick one tooth and just making them look really fucking stupid. In fact, all of the characters in the new episodes are pretty goddamn dumb. And just looking at the older seasons, the one thing that I noticed was just the flow of the scenes and the dialogue felt more like a fucking thing. Like, it felt like an actual, conversation or story. Even though SpongeBob from the beginning has always been a storyboard rather than script-driven show. Yeah, it just, like, I don't know, the conversations, the dialogue in the older episodes was much more verbose. It was a little bit more sophisticated in terms of its, like, setups and payoffs. In the newer episodes, almost every joke is, like, again, a very tedious and overly broad punchline without much of anything making it interesting, or it's just yelling. And I don't know, none of the lines feel like things that these characters would say. They just feel like things the characters were made to say. And I don't know if it was just like a sharpened focus on younger viewers, and, you know, I don't know if there was like an exodus of adult viewers of SpongeBob, and if so, was it the decline in quality that begot that, or was it the exodus of viewers that begot the decline in quality? I don't know, but it just seems kind of weird. I don't know if, like, just morale was low after Hillenburg's departure. That seems like a very, like, straightforward and kind of easy answer that I'm inclined to not really think is the case, or not, at least not entirely. But I kind of resent any claim that, like, it just comes down to, oh, well, the writers are bad. Like, they got new writers and they're shitty. And, like, there are certainly new writers, but that decline in quality is usually denoted by many fans as beginning with season 4. And, like, up until season 6, a lot of the writers were the same, and there are plenty of writers that are on now that were on the original episodes. Like, Aaron Springer is one of the best writers on SpongeBob. Like, he has written many of, I'm sure, your favorite episodes, many of my favorite episodes, many of the episodes that people regard as classics and generally get praise for being one of the funnier episodes. He wrote Band Geeks, co-wrote Band Geeks. One of my favorites is Survival of the Idiots and Something Smells. Like, those are both really great. C.H. Greenblatt, or Carl Greenblatt, who went on to create the show Chowder on Cartoon Network, which I actually thought was pretty good, at least in the first season when I watched it. He was frequently partnered with him and also is responsible for many of the episodes that people consider to be some of the best. And yeah, here I am getting my ass kicked by I think these are called cataquacks? I don't know, I call them the annoying fucking ducks. But yeah, I just wanted to get this goddamn blue coin. So yeah, I'm not really sure, other than the blue coin collecting, why I included all of this. I also was probably just, like, annoyed that I had to edit all of this again. But, yeah, I totally fucking missed that. That was stupid. I definitely could have gotten that if I had just sprayed the ground first. But I do get them eventually. I just gotta stop fucking around. But yeah, this is the Watermelon Festival. I don't get it in this video, but I wanted to show my many attempts. It won't take a million years. It honestly, more of the video will be spent on getting these 2 blue coins than I do with showing all of my attempts at this. But yeah, I guess I'll go into more detail about why this sucks. Or no, I might as well just do it now. It sucks because there's a watermelon at the top. You gotta push it down, and if the cataquacks touch it a little bit, then it just pops and you have to do it all over again. And you have to get it over to the thingy so that the dude can shred it and he can make watermelon lube or whatever the fuck he wants to do. Yeah, it sucks ass. I did not really enjoy doing this. I ended up finding a method of doing it that works pretty well. I thought you had to get one of these. I forgot that it was one huge one, so I was just kind of dicking around for this part. But anyway, as I was saying, Aaron Springer is like one of the best writers on the show, and he also went on to write the season 6 episode House Fancy, which many of you will know as the infamous episode where Squidward's fucking toenail gets violently shattered by a couch. And yeah, that's a pretty garbage episode, I have to say. Both because, like, before all of the Squidward torture porn, it wasn't very funny to begin with, and other than the unibrow made of gilded doorknobs, I think they kind of wasted Squilliam, who is the subject of 2 of the best episodes of the show in the earlier seasons. Or I guess not the subject, but the antagonist. And in general, the Squidward-centric episodes in seasons 1 through 3 are some of the most entertaining episodes, but as time went on in the show, they just became, like, Squidward gets, like, you know, undergoes just gory torture, and it's not even funny, it's just like, fuck, why do they hate Squidward? And like, yeah, Squidward's a jerk, and it was always a thing of the show that he get his comeuppance, often more than he probably deserves. But, like, I think this also gets into the difference that the animation style makes in the new seasons versus the old. Like, I don't know, everything is a little bit more detailed, the gross parts are somehow more gross, and just by virtue of being more detailed, like the gore and blood, and him having a toenail, like, I don't know, and like the Splinter episode, like, I don't know what it is about just the aesthetic of the new episodes that just makes them far more disturbing, and it just makes the jokes not work as well. It has kind of at once become more juvenile and also gotten rid of the sort of childlikeness of the animation and jokes in the new show. But anyway, yeah, this is brilliant. And yeah, next time I'll actually be getting the Watermelon Festival, but I'm too busy getting my ass eaten by a duck right now, so see you then for that.
Mom.